Very good morning, everyone, and welcome to the week ahead stream. So the purpose of this video is to go over the various major FX pairs through the lens of a harmonic trading perspective and also one of market cycles. From watching the video, you can have an understanding on the reoccurring theme that is present in all assets when we're trying to find patterns. And before I start, trading is risky. Trade signals themselves aren't a regulated activity, so you're not going to be protected as a normal retail client. Synergy Markets is authorized and regulated by the FCA to deliver this service. Let's start. So we've had a very good start to this month as well. We had a real strong week, very strong November. And it's very rewarding and self-fulfilling. And let's go through all these charts then and see where we sit within this cycle. Now, at first glance, that looks, wow, there's a lot of things on the screen. Yeah, I get that. There are a lot of things on the screen, but what you'll notice is there's no indicators. It's just price action. So I always refer back to this sort of red diagram up here. This is the skeleton of the pattern I trade, and this is present in the 1 minute or the 1 hour or the daily chart, and you can see it in the daily here. So on the way up and on the way down, it's right in front of you. And the same thing happens. It might extend the high, it might do a bigger push one, a bigger push two, or whatever. But here we're just mimicking the same behavior. We've got one, two, and I anticipate a three. Now, the reason I anticipate a three, first of all, you've got this Gartley pattern, and that worked. That sold off all the way down there, created a higher low. Brilliant. It looks like we broke that high again. So, weakening that process of the Gartley continuing, perhaps. Excuse me 1 second. We then have another higher low. We've got one, two, and markets working threes in my eyes, and from my experience. And we've got a lot of wick rejection here. We've got this order block that sort of worked as a area to consider long. It's just putting the pieces of the pie puzzle together. So you've got the higher low point, you've got the order block, you've got the 1, 2, 3, you've got the second zone of consolidation. You just need to look closer on a nearer time frame, see what's going on. Now, what I can see here is sideways action with a higher low. That's quite important. We are testing this high. We haven't broken it, actually. It looks like price has gone beyond it, but we haven't broken it. Same here. So I'm only interested when price gets up here, if it can. When it gets up to here, we'll create a Gartley, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Retest of here. It's going to take a while to play out. Moving on. ADCHF. ADCHF was the temptress. We took it and we made money on it twice. We took a really nice trade here. We took a nice trade here. Now we are seeing this looks like what sort of thing? It looks like a cat ear sort of setup, or I don't know, like Twin Peaks or whatever, but just trying to make it memorable, or it is ultimately a big M. That is a big M, and that's a consolidation. And if I'm not mistaken, so's that. But one thing I am sure about is that I'm seeing 2 weeks of drop. We're seeing 2 weeks of drop, and we anticipate a third. Yeah, so that's that. Let's look at it from the big market cycle perspective. Pattern on the way up, 1, 2, 3. Pattern on the way down, 1, 2, 3. There's those twin peaks again. If I have this wrong and this isn't a peak, if this is not a peak and is in fact a shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern developing, or that shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern is a trap to get short sellers involved at the low. One thing going for it being a low is that I can identify consolidation here and here, and I can see the threes, 1, 2, 3, 3 hits, and we pinned pretty bang on down here. So what we do have It's an order block that's sort of been filled here. This is where I learned a lot of things about order blocks and stuff before even touching harmonics back in the day. So harmonic order blocks are valid areas. It hasn't been tested, and it's like when you move magnet near a filament, it sort of repels it, and it's sort of going on there. It hasn't properly tested that zone either. Um, let's have a look. 1 second. So yeah, this is the issue with peaks. There's a lot of contradictions, tricking with your brain, a lot of perfection as well. I mean, Head and Shoulders here screaming shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. Neckline's broken. I'm not taking the extreme wick. I'm just taking the most sensible sort of thing. So that's either going to get back up to here and reject, or continue from here, or it's going to break higher. So there's always three options. Moving on. So this is a really good trade. We took this here at the highs off this Gartley. X, A, B, C, D. Consolidation 1, A, B, C, D. Butterfly sell. And 1, 2, 3. That's completed. And now what we are seeing is we're seeing a pullback. We're seeing a pullback indeed. This was also a shoulder, head and shoulder at the top. And yeah, we're just in this. Just watching it, and that's really nice. 2 weeks of drop. 2 weeks of drop, anticipating a third. So I need to jot that down. I'll do it in this second. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so that's these are really good setups, guys. They're really good setups. That's a consolidation zone, and this is at the minute level 2. So we're waiting for another consolidation zone. When I can see this other consolidation zone develop, then I know what's coming. I want something like this to happen. And then you enter. So that's AD and ZD. It's one for it's one for next week for sure. I'm just going to write it down myself on my okay, yeah, so we got that one. What else we got? AED USD. This is another absolute fantastic trade that we are in. So there's the big pattern. Level 1, level 2. Like AED NZD, we had harmonics at the top. Harmonics at the top. And on the map I showed you at the beginning, you can see the way it dawdles on. We are here. Massive picture of it. So we know the weight of the water is lower. We've come down in 1, 2, 3 here, so expect to pull back. And this is a trade that I missed, which I'm really surprised about. Well, there's the M. And it was a break retest. Now, let's see if there's anything in my favor. There isn't. So I'm just going to pass there. CAD CHF is going to be the same as AD CHF. I'm not going to waste too much time on pairs that I don't think are worth looking at. This is a great trade. Missed. We didn't get the retest here. But that's almost a perfection. So we've got a week of rise, second week of rise. Bear in mind, we sent this trade down here. So it's been an absolute super trade. It's done. The thing is with our metrics, we only measure up to TP3, but this has gone on to do about 600 odd pips. Um, maybe that's a slight exaggeration. Well, yeah, 350, 370 pip move. That's a big move. So this is the first zone. This potentially is the second zone, but not 100% sure. I think on the half an hour see you can see it easier. So we've got a day of rise, a week of rise, second week of rise. We're waiting for a pullback ultimately on this guy. Euro CAD. This was another killer one for us. We traded this beautiful. Identified the first zone of consolidation, realized that we are below this peak. We've now broken that peak. So we break and a retest, and we have a day of rise. I don't really see this as this is like a bit of a variation rise. Fair enough, the day started here and ended there. Yes, so it does count as a rise. So it's a variation here of a rise, no net, rise, rise. The theme is 2 weeks, so 1 week, 2 week. So this is one we need to find entries on. Easier said than done, but beautiful trade. Really, really good trade. So we got in this one here. That's a really good trade. Nearly done 150. So that's happy days, guys. Super, super chuffed with that one. Euro NZD, missed it, but it showed me what I needed to see. Missed it. This is a big W. I don't love this structure the way it's been served to me. I mean, we definitely have broken structure here, so I do believe that this is the W. I believe that's one. That's the top of two. We're going to want to start seeing something like that play out. And this is the previous lower high. You can see price has broken that quite clearly and retested it successfully. And, I need to see a break and a retest of this zone again to give me more confirmation. But if you have a look at the internal, you can see it's a 1 and a 2, and this is the start of 1 and then 2. So this is a potential good entry here as well. But your risk to the last swing low is large, so you have to be really careful with that. Moving on. Euro USD, this one's a beauty from this perspective. So this is the first zone of consolidation on the way up. I do expect higher prices. That's your top, your double top. This is your first push. This is your second push. I still think that there could be a push lower here. Bit of a bigger flush. We are at the lows of consolidation. We have completed the harmonic swing and we have completed an ABCD, so I could be wrong. That may be invalidated because if a lot of traders are thinking it, then, this is the sort of place in consolidation that this sort of play doesn't work out. GBP AUD, another stunning pattern. This is level 2 consolidation into level 3 rise. We, again, were in this because we can see what the intentions are directionally of the flow of the market. And that's just a thing that we're good at. So we got in here and it gave us this. So it's a fantastic trade, if I may say so myself. And we've got 2 weeks of rise, so we're expecting more. In line with the cycle, powerful stuff. So what I want to see here is I want to see a retest. I want to see a retest, and we have sort of had that retest, but not a proper retest. So that's going to be difficult to get in. We're in it already. That's the thing. Had you have gotten in here, Fair enough, we took some heat, but your stop under here would have been, you just trailed it all the way out. Whenever a new high was made, you just trail your stop. It's very nice. GBP card, we took this one too. Super pleased. Super pleased, super happy. 2 weeks of rise again, in line with the cycle. You can't really make this stuff up, guys. It is real, and we are on the coattails of the flow of the market. Market makers is a silly word because it's not market makers. Market makers is just a function of functioning part of markets. They're not there to, you know, technically they're there to, you'd think, to screw you over, but they're just there to provide liquidity. So it's more the flow of the market. This was all consolidation, and this was the trap move. This was a false move, sorry, or simply a higher low. And now we're on our way. And on the way up, what you can see is so we've done that, and we know there's more to come. So yeah, top trade, top trade. GBP CHF slumping, forming a bit of a shoulder head shoulder, or that classical M looking thing. Big order block down here that's been unfilled. This could be a real candidate for shorts. We shall keep an eye. GBP USD, again, we got the big harmonic swing, expecting lower prices there. We have this harmonic, which was taken from here. Price kind of held up and it fell away, but we also on the way up had this 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes up, and that's enough. And on the way down, we got 1, 2. This is potentially bullish here. This could be bullish. This could be the start of the first zone higher. Yeah, it really could be a bit bullish here. Especially if this was the second zone. I've got a funny feeling that could be. Go on the 4 hour. Cool. I'd say that this is the first zone of consolidation. And I would say that that's the second. It's never always served up to you nice and pretty. Otherwise, literally everyone will be making money. So it's up for interpretation a lot of the time, but you have to interpret it knowing what you know. And this is what I know. So what we have so far is brilliant. This is really good. So we're seeing higher highs and higher lows. We're waiting for the higher low point. And this is definitely the W, and this is push 1, and this is push 2. And then we expect, ideally, for a level 1 consolidation up and around here. Shoulder, head, shoulder again. So this is the hallmarks of a low. We like this as well because it hasn't actually done 2 weeks of rise, which is a bit of a spanner in the works. But this was definitely a missed trade for me, which is very disappointing. I should have been onto this one, and I wasn't. So what we have is we have a change. We have a change and a break. Might have had the intermediate move, but there may be a bigger move to play for here. Quite interesting the way you have to look at this stuff. You have to look at it really detailed. You kind of see tricky that, because ultimately it is a big high, low. high, high, low, but we are below this point at the minute. But not easy weighing this one up. I don't want to force anything. But the only thing that stuck out in my mind was on the 4 hour. Yeah, I think I want to know about this if we go above here, and then I'll look at it. Moving on, NZD-CAD. This is another one we sent. Again, super pleased about it. Did we send it? We did send it. We did send it. Did I send it? 1 second. One second. Okay, so NZD-CAD. NZD-CAD is one that I did bottle. Did I bottle it? Yeah, I did. I cut it at break even. Would it have done its stop loss, I wonder? 8202. How low did it get? Oh my God. 8206. But then we had that huge bounce up. So we are anticipating. So on this one, we are looking at that's the pattern 1, 2, 3 to the low. And this is a big fat wide consolidation. Notice the higher lows, higher highs, like a channel at the minute. And we are at the lows of consolidation one, and we do expect higher prices. Gold, again, not 100% sure about anything ever, 100% sure, but with gold, just looks a bit strange. I'm not too sure about that. And I just wanted to actually show a few of you guys, if you remember me talking about Stella back in the day. There's a video on it. It goes, I don't know what month it is, but there is a video back in, I don't know, April, whatever time, something like that. Stella's gone up since then. A lot, nearly 700%. So that's the power of seeing this stuff because you can use it. I have to enlarge this, it's so minuscule now. So we would have gotten in on what have we gotten in on? Let's see if we can spot where we would have gotten in on. It's almost impossible, but I just wanted to emphasize the size of the rally in that based on a harmonic. There is a video on Melon's trade. USD CAD, top, top, top. It's just top. We've nearly got TP3 in it. Did we get TP3? Got up there, 75 to our TP3. And what we're seeing here is very close to being a rise, but not. But the gaps I don't like. Is there a gap there? No, there's not a gap there. Anyway, we took this as well, waiting for a retest, and we shall continue to assess that one. And there you have it, folks. So I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, you can like and subscribe on the Melons Trade YouTube channel, where there are more in-depth videos on the techniques used. We also have a harmonic trading course on the Melons Trade website. If any of you want to fast forward and cut the chaff out of your learning journey, yeah, I do encourage you to consider that. So thanks again, and see you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye bye.